Hey guys, Mario Peshev from DevriX here. Today's question is how to maintain your clientele, or how to take your existing customers and make them returning customers, repeat customers, or even ongoing customers. Now, it's a very common question, especially among freelancers, startups, starting businesses, entrepreneurs, and people who don't really have existing customers already, or just have a couple clients and want to really scale to dozens, hundreds, thousands, depending on the type of industry. And if you think about it, almost all tutorials out there and books and video courses are actually related to lead generation and sales and things like that for new customers. While statistics show that your existing customers are your best clients simply because they already trust you, you've done some job for them, they are happy, they've probably even given you a review, a testimonial, and they would most likely be willing to work with you again in the long run. Now, this is not necessarily the case for every single type of business and every single type of client, which is why there are different techniques that you can apply as a service oriented professional to those specific customers. Now, technique number one is retainers. Retainers is what we do at DevriX for a living. It accounts for about 95% of our revenue right now. And it means that we are signing long term contracts with our customers on a kind of month to month basis for a prolonged period of time. Some of our clients have been with us for over 3 years. So we work with them on a kind of semi implementational, semi consulting basis with some support included in order to make sure that they kind of hit goals on a month-to-month basis with new features and new expectations and kind of reviews, reports, optimization, everything that we can actually deliver as a business. So that's kind of our preferred approach. This is the best thing that we've kind of came up as a best practice. But of course, there are pros and cons. The pros, it's a kind of high revenue operation. It could be scaled easily if you have kind of a larger number of clients, but at the same time, you can't scale it as easily simply because it accounts for a larger number of hours, meaning that you can't really work with hundreds or thousands of clients if you want to. You need to work with a limited number of customers because you need to pay more attention, you need to spend more time, there's a lot more consultancy and other things involved in that process. And also, not every specific customer is happy to do an ongoing basis thing unless you tie it to an ROI thing, meaning that you can ensure that emergencies are being taken care of and you can also provide some additional value from a marketing, sales, conversion rate optimization, UX perspective, or anything else that helps them scale and make more money as a result. So that's kind of the first thing. Second thing is maintenance. And of course, maintenance means that you can potentially work with a customer, you can do something for them, and at the same time, you can tell them, hey, if you pay me X dollars a month, I'm going to do ABC for you. Now, that's not necessarily ideal, but sometimes it's a pretty cool deal, especially if you kind of package it in some form of a bundle. Like, for example, say paying and making sure that their hosting is in place and they then taking care of ABC that are actually external services that you manage, like their ads or their SEO or their content marketing, something like that. So you can really package a great deal. And throughout this deal, you can work with a bunch of different clients, doing one-off projects and at the same time making sure that maintenance has been taken care of as well. So again, that's kind of the second tip. It's something that you can do with most of your clients. It's cheaper than retainers. It's something that's kind of less urgent for the most part. So most of the time you can do it in your own spare time. So again, there are some pros from picking these packages, this type of service offering as well. Number three is seasonality. Now, some forms of businesses do really well throughout certain seasons. So you, as a specific kind of expert in your industry, you can try to tap into different seasons for different types of industries and nag your clients to kind of repeat ongoing campaigns or something like that throughout those specific seasons. And if you're smart enough, you can do it early enough prior to the holiday itself in order to take on a longer period of time before a holiday instead of having tons of overlap over the course of several days or just a couple of weeks. Meaning that, like for example, if there are 2 or 3 months before Christmas, you can start doing preparation with some clients now, do the work by the end of, say, I don't know, September, October, November, and have plenty of time before the actual holiday arrives so that you can take on other emergencies or you can just again plan your work up front, and then you can do the same thing for those clients for Christmas and then you can kind of mix it in with Black Friday or Thanksgiving or Easter or 4th of July, things like that. That sort of seasonality. Or if you work with businesses that happen to be busy throughout the winter season, try to find some that are busy during the summer season so that you can take advantage of, say, February through the end of April or even May to do some campaigns for them. So this way you're kind of distributing responsibility and allocating budget across the entire year instead of sticking to a specific, very limited, narrow kind of time interval. Number 4 is just doing regular one-off activities. That works well for specific types of clients. Like if you do SEO, if you do design, if you do UX, some other things, or AdOps, you have certain trends, and most of your clients can potentially leverage those trends. Meaning that without actually imposing competition, you can more or less apply the same type of work for different clients. Like if there is a new trend for SEO or performance optimization or migrations or a new tool that you've adopted or something else, you can slowly create batches of migrations and deployments and optimization procedures for all of your clients. So if you actually plan your business model in a similar way, you can come up with a new idea every month or every other month for those specific customers. And it works pretty well because, again, if you have 10 customers and each of those batches takes, say, 20 hours of your work, this means that closing 8 of your customers is 160 hours of work for those customers. Even if you do it over the course of 2 months, it's still about 80 hours a month, or kind of working half time applying those batches, those integrations for those clients. You know what I'm saying? And also number 5 is trying to do some form of a mix between these by doing something like a productized service. Like you can build a platform, or you can hire someone to build a platform for reporting or custom dashboards, or you can integrate something like, I don't know, newsletters and so on that comes with the latest tutorials, or you can actually record courses and other things that you don't necessarily have to do as a service, but you can productize your knowledge in a certain way. Again, through courses, through software, through some form of a reseller product, through hosting, or anything else that helps you deliver value on an ongoing basis without having to spend a ton of time for every single iteration. So again, you can sell that as a separate thing. You can sell it in addition to your maintenance packages. You can sell it in an upsell to your one-off products, but regardless, this is something else that you can do. So those are more or less the 5 things that you can apply as a strategy for maintaining and continuously working with your clientele. You can do retainers. You can focus on maintenance packages. You can do the seasonality thing and taking leverage of those seasons. You can do your own seasons through different iterations with regular one-off activities, or you can productize your service. If you have any other ideas, definitely let me know in the comments, and happy to get back to you.